What's going on, guys? Today we are back updating the Zero Chill tier list. Every Thursday throughout this promo, I'll be updating the tier list, adding Merry Mixup cards. Of course, we have all the stocking stuffers now, and of course, Zero Chill cards. So today, you guys are going to see a bunch of names that are already on here. I will go through and explain why some of the names are already here. But we have a bunch of cards to add to the tier list today, so let's get straight to it. If you're looking to add any of today's Zero Chill cards to your squads but don't have the coins, head over to MMOEXP for the cheapest, most reliable MUT coins on the market. Use my code FERDY at checkout for 6% off. A link for their website is in the description. So before we add any of the new cards, let's go through the cards that are already on the tier list. So in bad, we do add Grover Stort, just not a good card. Not a card I like. A budget is going to stay the same as they didn't add any other lower overall cards. And then Adam Butler, we add down here to Theme Team mid. Raiders Theme Team finally got done a little bit dirty. But yeah, he'll be fairly mid on a Theme Team. I'm not a fan of his stats, really. But of course, he does. I mean, all these cards do get the frozen ability buckets. And all the cards that are coming out during this promo are going to get frozen buckets, including Legends, including Team of the Weeks, including Collector Series. So do keep that in mind. But Adam Butler, just stat-wise, is pretty mediocre. We also did add Henley and Jarvis Brownlee, and then Frankie Louvu down here in Theme Team mid too. Up here in Theme Team Demon, Geno Smith, of course, does get that frozen bucket, which puts him up here. Decent stats too. DeAndre Swift also does look very, very good as well. We don't think we add anyone else in the lower end of this right here. And then I did move up a lot of the offensive linemen. We do also add Quentin Johnson, and we're going to add some more cards to that as we go throughout today's video. But into must-have / cheats, I put every single offensive lineman because pass protector to me is a must-have. You can pick any of them. Obviously, you'd have to split hairs on the stats, but you could pick any of them. You know, Ryan Kelly, Chris Lindstrom, Brian O'Neill, Dan Moore, Jake Andrews, Bradley. You guys kind of do get it, but these cards are worth it. I will say that even like the 90 overalls like Skoronski and Teller have a little bit more value because you are limited on the amount of stocking stuffers you can have. And there's a lot of good stocking stuffers. So if you want to use someone else, so you have that 50-20-20 theme team that I mentioned earlier this week, you only get 2 of them. So you are somewhat limited. If you have an extra stocking stuffer that you haven't upgraded and you want to do an offensive lineman, sure, go for it. If you want to fill out the whole offensive line with the 0 AP pass protectors, you can go for that. But I think it is better to actually just go buy the cards and use your stocking stuffers elsewhere. But I will say, you know, they're all must-have cheats. You know, I would never knock somebody for running one of these offensive linemen. I did move down Josh Jacobs because now we have some more running backs on here today. I don't even think he's the best running back that gets 0 chill chems at this point. And again, we'll talk about that in a second. But he's kind of down here with these stocking stuffers, and we are going to add some more to that today. Even Swift I do like as well. Swift might even be like up in here. Swift's cards is actually pretty good. Of course, Drake London, if you guys have him, he's a must-have. He's not really even a cheat, but he's a must-have. All 32, 6'4" at corner. And then in S tier, I don't believe we add anyone new. I don't think so. So let's talk about the cards that came out earlier this week first, and then we'll get into the new cards that came out today. All right, let's get started with Zach Thomas. Because of his build at only 5'11", I do love his stats. Amazing stats. If this card was like 6'2", 6'3", he'd probably be up a little bit higher into the S+ tier. But because he isn't like perfect as a user because of the height, I think he is limited to his theme teams. So with that being said, I would put Zach Thomas into Theme Team Demon, top of Theme Team Demon, without question. The next card we have is going to be, let's talk Jalen Hurts' card real quick. The LTD Jalen Hurts. Excuse me, Jalen Hurts. 92 speed, and I like Hurts' cards. They're not bad. And also really good accuracy stats as well. I would say quarterbacks in this promo come down to preference completely, but he does have really good speed. And to me, I think this card is somewhat getting overlooked because of who else he came out with. We'll talk about that in literally a second. But 91 carrying. Good COD on the 0 chill team will go over 90 COD if you want to get nasty with it. 3x 0 chill chems, of course. So Jalen Hurts a very good card. Unfortunately, did drop a stinker the other night, but it is what it is. I would put him up here. Very good card. And again, might be getting overlooked because of who else he came out with. Vinatieri we already have on here, but I would put him into must-have. Again, he's in must-have, but his kick power isn't the highest in the game, right? If we go over here to kickers, he's got 90 kick power, 95 kick accuracy, so not even the best kick power in the game. The reason why you would go after him is for those 3x zero chill chems, and just having that in the lineup and everyone should have a zero chill team will help out your flexibility of your team so much. So Vinatieri, 3x chems for kicker definitely does go a long way. Chris Lindstrom, we already mentioned him. Of course, the main draw is the free pass protector for the month. And then who else we got here? We got one more, I thought, right? No, not one more. Oh, I forgot we have Merry Mixup cards. Let's head over to Merry Mixup real quick and talk about those. Those cards. Those cards are crazy. Those cards, they're wild cards. So getting started, Tavon Austin. I mentioned that I no longer think Josh Jacobs is the best running back in this promo. Being able to catch passes like this, have COD this good. The only knock on him is really his carrying. That's like the only knock, but you barely fumble in this game to begin with. So I'm locking in with Tavon Austin. Also a smaller back, able to kind of slip through the small holes. With cards getting better up front, this is very important. And of course, he will get the frozen abilities, which we all love. The human joystick, I think, is the one you want to go with on this card, but can even play like slot receiver for you if you really want him to. Just a really good card. Tavon Austin, to me, I think he's the best back out here. And if you want to pick the running back, you're probably going to go Josh Jacobs. If you want to get nasty with it, you could go with the stocking stuffer if you do really like one of those cards. But to me, I put him in front of Champ. He ends up here, I'd say. But the smaller back, I do like. Of course, people do enjoy the smaller backs as well. Kyle Pitts, insane card. As a user, the jumping, COD, this is what I mean. Like, his Zach Thomas probably actually does have... He probably does have better stats, right? He definitely does, but he's not 6'6", right? And that's where you animate for balls that Zach Thomas couldn't imagine animating for, right? So, Kyle Pitts, an insane card. You pick him up as a user. Run whatever abilities you want. Free lurk artist on him too, because why not? But yeah, Kyle Pitts to me, right to the top here. Is he better than? I actually might put him in front of Donnie. It's close. Donnie's card's really good because he's also just 6'8" with all 32, which is very tough to beat at tight end. So we now have our LTDs, and again, to me, Hurts was kind of overshadowed by this Odell card, but you could argue Hurts is better than Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham's card, he's a very fun card to use. Has crazy speed. Short to mid, he throws dots. Deep accuracy is where this card does kind of fall apart. There are ways you can run this card where you can cover up his deep accuracy. For example, running deep, long range Deadeye. And then I think Gunslinger for discounts definitely the play. But you can do whatever you want. I mean, obviously the flexibility of these zero chill frozen ability QBs does go quite a long way. But Odell's obviously an amazing card. So again, to me, QBs come down to preference, and I would put. I'll be adding another QB here as well. Actually, 2 more QBs up in here. But to me, Josh Allen is still the guy. I like Josh Allen's card a lot. I still do. The custom animations, the stats, the size, the release. It's all great on Josh Allen. So, and his only hole would, I guess, be his accuracy, right? I mean, because he only gets 88 mid accuracy, but look how complete these stats are. And again, you could argue Jalen Hurts too. You really could. I would listen to arguments for Jalen Hurts 100%. Because his stats are really good, and I think he is somewhat getting overlooked. I think he is because of the Odell Beckham card coming out. And finally, DK Metcalf. To me, he's the best Merry Mix-Up. 6'4", can hit, can play coverage, can jump, can move, can animate. Even decent play rec as well. Just a stupid good card. And also another little bonus here with him would be if we go to compare, we head down here. You guys are also going to see that he does have capability to play offense as well if you wanted to do that. Not like he has like elite route running, but he can do that. Maybe you want to give that a try. It's up to you. But obviously, even as I'm just looking at him strictly as a corner. And strictly as a corner, he is amazing card. Again, I still might put Donnie and Taylor Mays in front because they are all 32 guys, but I'll put DK out in front, honestly, because of Donnie. Because look at the stats on him, bro. 93 speed on this card. On a zero chill team, oh my goodness. If you got Seahawks too, damn, bro. Or Steelers. Steelers team got so many DBs, by the way. They have so many DBs. It's insane. But yeah, those are all the cards that came out earlier this week. Now let's get to the cards that came out today. All right, let's get started with our stocking stuffers that we have in Theme Team Demon. I did realize that I already put Jack Campbell up here. So if he's a good user, 6'5", all that stuff. I actually do want to mention him real quick though, because I think his card should be mentioned. The big knock on this card isn't the movement, with that COD. I'm curious to see what the agility will play like, but the 94 jumping at 6'5", I think does make this card worth using. Like, he's kind of the Lions theme team Ted Hendricks in a way, right? I mean, because 6'5" is pretty crazy, bro. Like, that is almost what Kyle Pitts is, like we mentioned earlier. So he's that good, right? But the only knock on him would be the COD, but he has 91 agility, so I'm kind of curious to see how that would play. Let's go to Asante Samuel Jr. Asante Samuel, okay? Another Steelers DB. This one kind of sucks because you do want to run a Steelers team with him, right? You want to put, like, you kind of need him for a Steelers team. He's going to give him 3x chems with 0 chill as well, so you kind of need him. He's going to cut down on the amount of, some of those really good Steeler DBs you can use. Maybe not. I mean, he'll be the cornerback 5 probably, which is weird to say, but he's a good card. I think on a theme team he will turn very good because of the high man, the high zone, 5'10". Of course, we'll get the frozen abilities. Of course, Mud.GG is working very slow today. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that. But Asante, theme team demon. We'll toss him in this range. I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's actually do. I guess we'll just go tier by tier. I guess no. Let's do this. Let's just stick with the stocking stuffers. Sammy Dimes is up next. Sammy Darnold. Okay. Sam Darnold fully upgraded. Speed is not amazing, right? And the accuracy stats are actually pretty good. But to say he's at the level of the other QBs we've seen in this promo, Kyler, we're going to talk about Bryce Young, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. We have Herbert that came out today. You can't say you cannot say that he's at their level. Ability wise, you could say it, and I think he'll play good if you use him in a somewhat limited fashion. He obviously cannot do what the other quarterbacks that are coming out in this promo can do. It's that simple. So I put Darnold near the top end and Geno on the bottom end. I'll probably end up giving Darnold a try though on the Jets theme team. I probably will. I probably will end up doing that, honestly. Unfortunately, I'll give him a whirl. So yeah, let's keep moving. All right, let's go Jordan Addison up next. Really good route running on this card. And good catch in traffic as well, which I do like. After the catch is also very good. 5'11". Don't love that, but I don't hate 5'11". I don't hate 5'11". Vikings team, you use that guy 100% of the time. I put him into here. You can even maybe debate this, right? It's close. I might even do something like this, really, to be honest. But let's keep moving. Who we got next? Let's go Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, tight end. For a tight end, bro, why is this surge broken? But for the tight end, okay, this is a very good tight end option. 95 jumping, 91 speed, 91 acceleration. He's got good route running besides the deep, and he's one under on the mid, but that's easily boosted if you have his team. You're not picking this card up unless you have one of his teams. So, Mark Andrews, to me, I like, if Donnie did not exist, if also Barner didn't exist, to be honest, I would actually put him low. I want to put him high theme team demon. I think it's where he belongs, but if you really need to me, it's close. If you really do need a tight end, that, for your theme team, if your theme team doesn't have one, if you can't afford or get Donnie, or if Barner's too expensive, it's not a bad call to actually use one of your stocking stuffers on him. Like, honestly, I don't think it is. And the next tight end I want to talk about is he somewhere here? No, is he not? Where is he? Where am I blind? Am I blind? There he's right here. He's right here. I'm actually blind. I'm dead ass blind. All right, Juwan Johnson. They had me question if this card even existed, but Juwan Johnson, 6'4", better route running slightly than Mark Andrews. After the catch, he's okay. So I would kind of put him in the same bundle with Mark Andrews, kind of back to back. Yeah, I think if you need a tight end, like, again, I don't hate using him as the cheat. I don't. I think you could definitely get away with it. All right, let's go to our 2 running backs here. Let's go to our 2 running backs. TreVeyon Henderson, to me, is the best stocking stuffer running back. But again, you are limited. Look how good this card is. And of course, you have frozen abilities, right? You have all that stuff. And then with Kyron Williams, I like his build a lot, but I think it's close. I think it's objectively very close. So I would put, to me, it's like this. It goes Kyron, and it goes White last because I like these guys' builds a little bit more. I think it goes like this. If you wanted to, you could pick, you could go and go use Travion or Kyron or Rashad, but remember, you guys are limited on the amount of stocking stuffers you have. So just choosing Josh Jacobs or just choosing Tavon Austin opens up a spot for someone else. And I would say that Tavon and Josh Jacobs are probably better than these guys. Definitely Tavon. Josh Jacobs is debatable. I think it's debatable. I think you could debate any of these guys over Josh Jacobs if you wanted to, but to me, him not being limited by needing a stocking stuffer upgrade, and you can just buy him and plug him in your lineup, and he's perfect on a zero chill team, of course. I think Josh Jacobs has that value. Of course, if you have a Pats team or a Rams team or a Buccaneers team, you go use those guys on those teams, obviously, but because they do split, those cards are going to be crazy. And the last stocking stuffer, okay, some of y'all may have forgot, honestly. I forgot I can't search, but some of y'all may have forgot that Bryce Young has one of the best animations in the game. You may have forgot. You probably did. Look at his stats. He's got some speed to him. He's got some ball carrier to him. He has amazing accuracy. He has the butter release. He has the throw power. He has the abilities. He has the speed. Like, the only thing he doesn't have is that height. I know for a fact that Bryce Young will be getting some time on my team. Like I got to give him a try. And to me, I think he actually does. Again, my opinion here, disclaimer, of course. And again, like I said with the QBs earlier, you could debate any QB. It comes down to preference, right? To me, it's completely preference. But hey, Bryce Young's he's like that. He's like that this year, okay? If you don't believe me, give him a whirl, and then you can come back to me and let me know how you feel after. But to me, Bryce Young is simply that guy. All right, now we have our zero chill cards. Let's get to it. Hopefully, some people didn't click off the video. Hopefully, you did. Oh, you're sticking with me. All right. We're gonna get started with Peyton Wilson. His lower overall cards I thought were amazing, and the fact that he has a champion now. He's 6'4", nearly 240. Agility, jumping, COD, tackling's great. Man in zone, 92, 93. Speed, crazy card, great user, amazing user. Steelers team. They might be underrated. Dare I say they're underrated? I'll put them very high up in that S+ tier, which is in a promo like this is amazing. Justin Herbert, 6'6", has good throw power. To me, Herbert is he going to be extraordinary? No, but I think he'll be good. I'm still going to put him in S+ tier. But to me, he won't be better than Josh Allen. He won't be better than Bryce Young. He won't be better than Hurts. He's probably below Odell, because Odell has that run aspect to his game and has the high, mid, and short. Herbert, I think he'll just be good and solid at the end of the day. Not super flashy. Usually Herbert cards, their releases are kind of mid. I will not be fooled again. But 6'6" too, which is great. So again, any of these QBs, any of these five, if you're running one of those guys right now, you got to be happy. Even if you're running Kyler too. Kyler I like. Maybe at Darnold we start to kind of be like, okay, all right, you might want to look somewhere else. But I think if we're running any of these 5/6, maybe 7. Okay, I don't know why I said that, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm getting at there. Okay. Let's go Cameron Jordan up next. Cameron Jordan's card is he's all right. Again, this is a card you're running outside of a theme team? Absolutely not. But what keeps his card alive, to me at least, is the fact that you're of course going to have the abilities that are kind of going to bail him out in some aspects. So I put him like here-ish. Sure, we'll run with that for Cameron Jordan. So Ken Houston, I'm a little bit on edge with Ken Houston. And it's because of his, he feels like he should be a free safety, but he's a strong safety, which is not that big of a deal, but he has 72 tackling, terrible block shed, low impact block. In coverage, his card's going to be great. But honestly, I was a little bit I wanted to put him a little bit higher because I love the way Ken Houston plays, but that tackling scares me a little bit. So I'm going to put him right here. Obviously, still very good. I think in coverage, he's S+, but that tackling, it hurts him a little bit. And there are some other considerations, but I'm going to stick with that to avoid any controversy. I'll stick with that. We'll go with that one. All right, Marcel Reese. He's gonna go must-have because if you run a fullback, or if you want to make your zero chill team a little bit more flexible, you just put him there. That's a must-have cheat to me. Marcel Reese. Not gonna really get into the card even at that, but he's a good fullback. He's a decent fullback. He's not even like an amazing fullback to be honest, because the run block's kind of low. But this is all here. as a ball carrier, he looks pretty good. I mean, Raiders Steam Team, you could probably figure something out to make this card look go crazy. He probably will, but to me, he's gonna end up in must-have for most teams. If you need some more chems, or if you are someone that runs a fullback and you need a zero chill fullback, like a legit one, that's your option. But cool card. I like Marcel Reese a lot. To see him in the game is actually a big W. Oh, we got 2 left, right? Am I doing this right? 2 left. Beautiful. We're keeping it in track. There's gonna be so many damn cards on this tier list. I'm gonna be looking cross-eyed by the time it's done. But Derrick Brown, amazing card. Amazing card. Amazing card. High excel. Abilities, of course. You know what he gets, okay? You know what he's gonna get with that acceleration and that mass that this boy has. So I'm gonna put him right here. All right, and finally we have Worthy, the celebration. Okay, hit the mic. 94 speed, 97 acceleration, 94 agility. Route running up perfect. The ball carrier expected, very low trucking and stiff arm, all that stuff. But that COD is crazy. So yeah, Worthy, 5'11", but it's that speed, and I would love to see some. Hey, if you got David Worthy on your team this week, send it in. I want to see that screenshot of him with that speed, man, because I know some things are possible now. So send me some screenshots with Worthy. Again, I rate your team's tweet will be live tomorrow at noon. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Drop a comment down below. Who's too high, who's too low? I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Have a good one. Goodbye. 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 Have a good one. Goodbye. Goodbye.